It's around 7:03 p.m. and my name is Francis MUSAKALI. Phyllis Miriko happens to be our sign language interpreter tonight. She says hi. Of course, we are doing the news today. Today we have a lot of stories lined up for you, including just what is happening across the Atlantic Ocean, whereby the submarine or the submersive marine that came back has remains of the dead bodies allegedly that has just been examined, and of course we have the results of the same tonight, including the chairperson of the secondary school associations, who is urging that TSC need to confirm teachers who have been long overdue and long on the pending list, the pecking list of order. We have these and much more stories, including sports and business news. News Now starts now. Good evening. Now, the chairperson of the Secondary Schools Heads Association, Skahi Indimuli, has urged TSC to confirm teachers who have been on acting position for long. Now, speaking during the day 4 of the Secondary School Heads Conference in Mombasa, Kahi noted that some principals, their deputies, and some departmental heads have been on acting position, something that has demoralized them. Now, the conference, which began on Monday, is expected to end tomorrow as head teachers raise issues that hinder proper learning, some of the major challenges being late disbursement of funds, low capitation, and of course the implementation of CBC curriculum. Let's listen in.
We want to raise a few pertinent areas, Madam CEO, that we would like the Teacher Service Commission to look at. The first area has been the omission of certain grades in the promotional interviews in the past. The first area of concern is the omission of grade D4 has not been advertised in the recent interviews, a situation that will create an administrative gap in the foreseeable future. And it's not even in the foreseeable future. Colleagues have been asking me that the other day they were reading that there are no principals to take over schools. And they were asking, does it mean, one, that people have lost interest in being principals of schools and therefore they are not applying? Or two, is it because of the long stagnation that I'll be addressing in a short while? By the same token, grade 5 was not also advertised. Therefore, those teachers in grade C4 have been denied an opportunity of upgrade, despite them having reached the time for them to move to the next level. And this will cause a spiral effect even to the lower grades, and definitely leading to stagnation that we are all the time talking about. I am aware that there is information that teachers may have stagnated only for a period of 6 years. But far from it, in our midst, we have people who have stagnated for almost 9-8 years, and this needs to be looked at.
The health workers' unions have firmly stated their intention to commence a strike on July 14, 2023, citing the government's alleged unwillingness to engage with them on their own terms. Now, the health workers, under the guidance of the respective unions, have asserted that ample time has been given to the government to address the issues within their collective bargaining agreement, yet no viable solutions has or have materialized. Now, furthermore, the health workers have vehemently criticized the Nakuru County government for its plans to terminate the employment of health workers in hospitals. Such measures is deemed unacceptable, according to them, given the ongoing shortage of health workers in the country. The union also demands that the government involves them and the public in discussions concerning the proposed increase in contributions to the National Hospital Insurance Funds. Let's listen in.
We are here to reiterate that the strike is on and to tell our members that they should prepare, as well as Kenyans, that from the 14th day of July, there will be no nurses, no clinic officers, no nutritionists, no pharmaceutical technologists, no public health officers, no laboratory officers in any of the public facilities across the country.
We have also seen an unfortunate development in Nakuru County where health workers are being left off without providing a mechanism to address the gap they leave behind. While we don't support employment under hospital-based contracts, the county should consider absorbing all healthcare workers who now face imminent dismissal to ensure uninterrupted service delivery.
We wanted to be very clear that the 20,000 that we are promised, that which metrics is going to be used. We need to have the 20,000 being actualized so that we can have our members' employment being done across the board. Remember, we still lag behind the norms. The WHO recommended.
Now, the government has been urged to diversify cultural events across the counties in a bid to promote cultural heritage among communities in different counties. Now, stakeholders noted that there is need to educate the younger generation in order for them to embrace and preserve different cultures for future generations. Nicholas was there.
African traditions.
Jambo kama hili likuwa likitendeka mara kwa mara na meona ubadilifu mkubwa kutoka waanze kufunza CBC.
Inaweza kuwahimiza wajaribu kutabua makabila wale kama vile sasa tumeigiria mambo ya CBC. Wajaribu kutabua makabila yao na kufundisha watoto wao.
Good move. Now, the Minister of Communication and Technology, Eliud Owalo, has launched a digital center at the National Technical College in Kitale, Trans Nzoia County, of course, with the aim to assist youth in job searching and working online to earn income. Now, leaders have urged the youth to seize this opportunity to find online jobs and seek employment opportunities that will enable them to earn income while awaiting permanent position jobs. Now, they have also promised to continue extending internet services to rural areas, which will benefit a total of 400 youths daily in Kitale and its suburbs. Let's listen in.
Na mahali kazi ambayo unafanya online unaweza ukatengeneza kuanzia kama 500 kuenda upwards kulingana na time when you spend online.
I think this is a good initiative and we should actually, as the CS has said, there is no more white collar jobs available. So this is the way to go for the youths, and we as a committee, parliamentary committee, we are supporting by ensuring that we create each and every policy and legal framework that will make sure that this process is a success.
Get reliable internet. So we have said as governors, no selfishness. We are going to open up the entire counties and ensure that internet penetrates to the lowest and even to the villages so that our young people can actually access jobs. And as CS said, we don't even need to go to towns anymore. People can just work from home.
Is that we are not rolling out this digital skilling program in an isolation. It is part of and parcel of our digital superhighway. Now, that digital superhighway has got the digital skilling component. It also has the digital infrastructure component, through which we are rolling out 100,000 kilometers of fiber optic cable to enable us have access to reliable and stable internet.
So these devices are not just computers, they are called VDIs with capabilities to connect to a national data center which can give more capacity of storage and computing power. So we are leveraging the strengths of various agencies within our ministry, ICT Authority, Concert Technopolis, and we will also be working even with Postal Corporation to enable the e-commerce platform.
Kwa sababu katika ulimwengu ya leo, zile kazi ambazo ziko kwa sasa sio kama zile kazi ya zamani za kukaa kwa ofisi. Kazi ambayo tuko nazo kwa sasa ni kazi ya kutumia kompyuta na akili. Na hizo kazi zitawapatia pesa nyingi sana, tena watakuwa wakilipwa kwa njia ya dola.
There is no more white-collar jobs available. So this is the way to go for the youth. And we, as a committee, parliamentary committee, we are supporting by ensuring that we create each and every policy and legal framework that.
Now, the Deputy President, Rigathi Gachagua, has today held a consultative meeting with Martin Charles, the President of Frederick Ebert Stint Fund Foundation, that is FES, which is a non-profit organization. These are the images where it was funded by the German government for the advancement of democracy, international cooperation, and solidarity. Now, the two discussed bilateral relations among the two countries, with the DP calling for the increased efforts in sorting out the current challenges being witnessed in some neighboring countries. Gachagua said the government is keen to work on international partners to strengthen and advance democracy. Of course, this was held today. The Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission has today, on 29th, arrested Mr. John Morutu, an assistant chief for Sitiho sub-location in Webuye, West Sub-County, Bungoma County, who demanded, get this, 10,000 shillings as a bribe, just as a conditional signing and processing of land succession documents for a bereaved family. Now, the suspect was escorted to ESCC Bungoma office, where he is, or rather he has been indicted. Now, he has been presented before the Bungoma Chief Magistrate's Court to face charges, and the commission received the complaint from the bereaved family. Upon investigations, the bribe demand was established and the assistant chief arrested while receiving the bribe amount. Confirming today's arrest, the ESCC head of corporate affairs and communications, Eric Ngumbi, revealed that the commission continues to numerous similar cases where national government administration officers across the country demand bribes from ordinary members of the public, including widows who are seeking process succession matters in order to render government services. Let's listen in.
There is no small fish or big fish in the fight against corruption. If at all people are fish, all persons engaging in corruption, whether petty or a grant, that is bad corruption for the country. Corruption is bad for the country, whether small or grant. Na mkumbuke wakati tunasema small fish, big fish. Hawa ambao wakati mwingine tunafikiria ni small fish, cumulatively wanakula zaidi hata kuliko ya wengine ambayo huenda tukaona kama big fish. Na jambo la pili, hao tunawaita small fish, pia wakiwaachiliwa, kwa sababu tunasema ati small fish, they will grow and become big. So you'll have many big fish. So what is the way forward? Corruption iwe ya dogo, inafanywa na mtu mdogo, inafanywa na samaki kubwa kama watu ni samaki, yote ni mbaya, na EACC haifanyi any discrimination. We handle all corruption whether petty or a grant. Kwa hivyo ile dhana ya small tuachane nayo, kwa sababu hii ambayo pia watu wengine wanasema ni petty corruption, kumbuka ni corruption at the service delivery point. Mahali mwananchi anaendea huduma kila siku, mahali anaendea kitambulisho, mahali anaendea birth certificate, mahali anaenda huduma center kupata service pale, mahali anaendea matibabu kwa hospitali. So wakati umemuitisha hongo ama umemtaka atoe pesa ili apate ile huduma, na kwa sababu hana, atakosa ile huduma. Kwa hivyo corruption yote hata ya kiwango kipi ina affect mwananchi. Kama ni hiyo nasema ya barabara, ina affect yule mwananchi. So tuache hii dhana ya petty corruption, grand corruption. Small fish, big fish.
Now, 16% VAT is being added everywhere, and of course, not everywhere, but on petroleum products. Now, the Energy, Petroleum and Regulatory Authority, EPRA, is on Friday, June 30th, set to announce reviewed fuel prices. Now, this following President William Ruto's enactment of the Finance Act 2023 on Monday. The act comprises of a 16% value-added tax on gasoline and products, up from 8%. The authority said in a statement today, which is on your screen, that on 26th June 2023, His Excellency Dr. President William Ruto signed into law the Finance Bill 2023, introducing 16% VAT on petroleum products. Now, accordingly, EPRA will tomorrow release the reviewed petroleum prices in compliance with the Finance Bill 2023. Currently, a litre of super petrol in Nairobi is going for around 182 bob, while diesel and kerosene are selling at 167 and 161 respectively. Now, President Ruto has said the VAT increase on petroleum products was suggested by his economic advisory team, arguing it will give the government 50 billion shillings. The government, in collaboration with non-governmental organizations, has constructed a water dam in Lokishogi, Turkana County, with the aim of reducing recurrent conflicts in border areas. Now, they emphasize that the construction of the dam brings relief to everyone, especially residents of Turkana, where water scarcity has been a major challenge. Now, this is the main reason why they cross borders to Uganda and South Sudan in search for water. And they have reiterated that the dam will be able to meet the needs of approximately 50,000 livestock for a period of 6 months before drying up. And it also will help to prevent conflicts between Kenya, Uganda, and South Sudan. Let's listen in.
If there's something the community of this area is happy about, is the Dr. Deep giving them a water pad. Because one of our major problems in this area is water, lack of water. We have plenty of grass, but we don't have water. And that is the reason in most cases, during the dry season, we cross up to Uganda, we cross up to Southern Sudan. We leave our grass because we have no water.
Why we have done that dam is now to reduce the movement of these pastoralists from taking their livestock outside the Kenyan boundaries. Because they can get water, they can use that water both for domestic use also and for irrigation, so that they can be able to plant and even keep some little pasture within that particular area by doing what we call pasture development.
Reduce that tension, the animosity that is between Turkana and other communities that are living within here, or even bordering communities. So this project, we're expecting it to solve.
The Anglican Church has appealed to the government for assistance on its endeavors to eliminate practices that undermine the progress achieved in society. Now, John Mark Odwore, the Director of Mission for Anglican Church of Kenya, emphasized on the importance of collaboration between the government and the church as they jointly advocate against societal and traditional challenges. And while addressing the gathering of nearly 2,000 missionaries at ACK Cathedral of St. Peter's in Siakago, Mbeere Sub-County, Odore highlighted the government's role in supporting education through the church. This partnership aims to provide impactful and beneficial training to citizens, empowering them with valuable skills and knowledge. Now, the church believes, according to them, that by working together, the government and the church can bring about positive transformations and create a more constructive and an enlightened society. Let's listen.
During this mission, the government here should be able to say, what can we do to support? Because when we go and pray with prisoners and they recover, some of them come out better transformed and reformed. When we go to hospital and pray with people and they get well and they come out, we are cutting the budget cost on health. When we go to schools and do chaplaincy and work with students and they come out better, we are actually promoting better citizens. And when we talk about education, we are trying to make sure that we are referring to bringing productive, constructive, and useful training and equipping of the citizens of the nation.
Tulikuwa na mashule chache, mashule ya sekondari na primary. Kwa sasa Ndauza za Mbeere ni sponsor. wa shule mingi za primary na secondary na hata vocational trainings. Wakristo walikuwa wachache, sasa wamekuwa wengi na tunafurahia, na pia investments za dozi zilikuwa chache zinakuwa zinapanuka.
You're watching Imani Television. This is news now, and of course, still to come. France is deploying 40,000 troops to contain grave violence sparked by fatal police shooting of a 17-year-old boy on Tuesday. At least 150 people have been arrested over 2 days riot, and of course President Macron is speaking. We'll be coming back to this in a short while. Business bumper. Of course, you can follow us on our Facebook page. There's a lot that happens around the scenes. On our Facebook page, Imani Television, and on YouTube, Imani Television Kenya. Let's take a look at some business news. UK-based firm CFP UK Holdings will pay around 14.5 billion shillings to acquire stake in Lake Turkana Wind Power. That is Lake Turkana Wind Power Project Limited, which built the 95.2 billion wind farm through debt and equity. These are the images where transaction advisors who participated in crafting the deal told the Business Daily that the amount will be settled soon following the Competition Authority of Kenya, the Communications Authority of Kenya clearance of the England and Wales Incorporated Farm to acquire a 31.25% stake in LTWP. Now, the deal values the wind farm at around 46.4 billion. And the CAK said in last week's Gazette notice that it had cleared CFP to proceed with the deal. LTWP had in March made a formal application to the Energy, Petroleum and Regulatory Authority to be allowed to sell the stake to CFP UK Holdings Limited. Of course, we apologize for that. That was the wrong clip. That will be Safaricom that will be coming up in just a short while. But meanwhile, more than 10,000 households in Busia County are set to benefit from a livestock and chicken farming project. The 6-year-long project that will be rolled out in July this year will be funded by Kenyan government and International Fund for Agriculture Development, that is IFAD, and aims to increase production. The project manager Shiundu Radoli disclosed that they are ready to commercialize the production and also bring the vulnerable and on-board residents of Lugulu and Amkura, Bunyala North and Namubutu Ward, which will be the main beneficiaries of the project. Let's listen in.
Sisi tuna implement 3 value chains, mambo ya ufugaji wa kuku. Tuna implement pia mambo ya ufugaji wa mbuzi wa maziwa na mbuzi wa nyama. And actually we are targeting 2 categories of beneficiaries. Number 1, we want to target those who are already in the value chains commercializing, so that they are able to commercialize and market more. Then number 2, we are also targeting to bring the vulnerables on board, those who have the interest to invest in the value chains but hawana uwezo. So we are going to support them so that they are able to invest in the value chains.
Ninafurahia mradi wa Kelcop kwa maana wametusaidia, na mbuzi ambao tumepewa watatufanya tuweze kufaidisha community kwa kupeana maziwa na kulipia watoto wetu school fees, na hata kufaidisha pia majirani zetu kwa kuuza maziwa. Na pia tungependa serikali tuweze kupata production zaidi ya mbuzi wa maziwa na value addition kwa maziwa yetu na kuuza pia mahali mbalimbali.
Now on to the story that we just airing. Safaricom has unveiled a new payment option allowing its millions of customers to pay for goods using their internet data. These are the images where balances would be paid to reduce related liabilities. Dubbed as Lipana data, the service allows users with 5 GB and above of data balance to make payments at shopping outlets via paybill or till numbers by dialing 544*34#. The provision is accessible to both Safaricom postpay customers with a data balance of 5 GB and above, as well to prepaid customers with no expiry bundles above 5 GB. It comes on the back of another campaign to increase redemption of its loyalty program, popularly known as Bonga Points, and unlock the underlying revenue running into billions of shillings. Now, on dialing the payment request code, the bundle calculator gives the bill in Kenyan shillings and its data bundle equivalent and prompts the user to either agree or decline to proceed with payment. Now, for example, if 500 shillings is equivalent to around 7.7 GB, while 2000 is equivalent to around 30 GB. That's what you can use to pay as internet. That's quite a progress, although. Right, let's have a look at sports news. Leicester City striker Jamie Vardy and Roma manager Jose Mourinho have both turned down opportunities to move to Saudi Arabia, according to reports. These are the images of Vardy, where on the side, or his side, was regulated from the Premier League last month. And it is unclear what the future holds for the ex-England international. The 36-year-old will only manage 3 goals in 37 top-flight matches last term, with 18 of his appearances coming off the bench. Vardy has 1 year contract left on his Leicester contract, but it is said the move does not suit him and his family. But
you're an experienced Premier League player that's faced the club many times before. Just how talented is this current squad?
According to Fabrizio Romano,
I
experienced
Roma
boss Jose Mourinho has turned down the opportunity to manage Al Hilal. Al Hilal approached Juventus Max Allegri after failing to tempt Jose Mourinho with a huge salary worth mind-blowing €30 million per season. The ex-Chelsea manager, Manchester United and Tottenham manager is only focused on Roma and clearly does not need to pay, or rather a payday. Now, Saudi Arabia mean business this summer and have already completed the signings of several huge names in this sport. Now, Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta has immediately hinted at his plans for Kai Havertz after officially welcoming the player from Chelsea. Now, the Gunners have finally announced the arrival of €65 million of this German international player from their London rivals on Wednesday evening, with Havertz passing a medical during a post-season holiday in Spain and penning a long-term contract at the Emirates Stadium. As he takes on the familiar number 29 shirt, Arteta values his versatility amid a belief that he can operate effectively in the midfield area. Let's listen to him speaking.
It feels super exciting for me personally. I'm so glad to join this amazing club. I think, you know, this club has such a big history, and I hope we can achieve lots of things, and I'm just looking forward to meet now the players, the staff, and yeah, it's going to be exciting.
You're an experienced Premier League player that's faced the club many times before. Just how talented is this current squad?
I mean, I experienced it by myself a couple of times. You know, you can just see, I think, the family mentality that the team has on the pitch. And I guess, you know, they have it off the pitch as well. So the team mentality in the squad is very, very high, and you can feel that. So
in the next 2 minutes, so let's do it. Now, France is deploying 40,000 troops to contain grain violence sparked by fatal police shooting in a 17-year-old boy on Tuesday. At least 150 people have been arrested over the past 2 days, and President Emmanuel Macron held a crisis meeting and denounced the shooting and the unrest. Support for Ukraine is expected to top the agenda for a two-day meeting of EU leaders in Brussels. The European Council meeting is also expected to discuss migration policies, relations with China as well. Judges have blocked the British government plans to deport asylum seekers to Rwanda. The Court of Appeal in London ruled that the plans were unlawful, and of course rights groups have also voiced the decision that was held by the court. Morocco is recalling its ambassador to Sweden after a protester burnt a copy of a Quran outside the Stockholm's main mosque. Police have charged the man with agitation against the ethnic and national group. The US and Turkey have condemned the incident.
If you really do respect rights and freedoms, first you need to respect the Turkish Republic and Muslims' religious beliefs. If you do not show that respect, I'm sorry, you will not see any support from us on NATO.
The burning of religious texts is disrespectful and hurtful. And what might be legal is certainly not necessarily appropriate.
Wildfires have spread in Canada, spreading across the border to affect around 100 million people in the United States. Warning of potentially hazardous air quality have been issued across North America, and a red alert has been issued for high heatwave temperatures in 3 places in Spain. Residents in Madrid, Cordoba, and Sevilla have been advised to limit outdoor activities. Unsuspected human remains have been recovered from the wreckage of the tourist submersive, which imploded as it has been diving down to the wreck of the Titanic. Experts in Canada are examining fragments which been salvaged from the ship, killing at least 5 people on board last week. .33 a.m. and that's just it for PM rather. Goodness gracious me, that is why I'm on radio tomorrow morning, so you need to join me there. But it's 7:33 p.m. and of course that is just it for our news today. And of course we'll see you next week on our news now. On Saturday at 6 p.m. we have the African news, African leadership and news content coming straight to you with the African voices of change with Good News Productions International. So see you then, but for now have a good night. Enjoy the rest of our bulletins.
Why are you stressed out? Why are you not sleeping at night? I concluded a long time ago in my Christian walk that the scripture says God never sleeps nor slumbers. And since he don't sleep, ain't no need of me staying up all night. Somebody look at your neighbor and say, I'm gonna go ahead to bed and see how God gonna work it out. He might have it all fixed by the time I get up in the morning.